So we're going to be going over a recap of the AVLS and UIP meetings from that just occurred in September 17th to 21st in 2023 in Miami, Florida. And we have Dr. Gibson, who was the president of the AVLS. Dr. Gibson, thank you.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
So how did the combined meeting go?
I thought it was a very exciting meeting. It's always fun to have people get together from around the world. Now, the one thing is my feet are awful sore because the convention center was so huge and a lot of walking back and forth, but really enjoyable hearing all of the different sessions and then getting together at the gala at the end where everyone was socializing and dancing and from all over the world was really, really fun. So I think that it went well. There were a lot of very interesting kind of unique sessions that we held at that meeting that was made it quite memorable.
We're always interested in hearing about the unique sessions, technologies, tools, techniques that were presented. Could you mention some of those new ideas that were, or concepts that were discussed at the meeting?
Sure, sure. So there was everything from debates about like all of the new thrombectomy devices we have and whether they're justified in light of what we know from the ATTRACT trial and as our, kind of passion for advancing technology, waiting for science to tell us which one we should do. That was exciting. Learning about some new things like some of the new valves that are being developed for deep venous insufficiency, whether implantable or percutaneous. Some of the new technologies for varicose veins that are coming out, like HIFU for, where you maybe be using ultrasound to close veins. So all kinds of things like that were presented at new technologies and even new kind of ideas about pharmacologic treatments for veins. So all of those were presented. The abstract sessions I thought were really top notch, and the range of ages of people that gave abstracts ranged from a high school student who won one of the top prizes, all the way to people who have been around for a long time that we've heard from many times. So that was pretty cool. The international sessions highlighted speakers from all over the world. There were some rapid case sessions, including I think one that your group was involved with, and the Space Medicine Forum, which was very unique. So we had some unique speakers at the event, and it was pretty cool.
Another thing that you tried this year was the simultaneous translation. How did it go?
Yeah, that was amazing. It was fascinating. So I thought it was pretty cool. Now, when I used it, I was translating into English, so I don't know how well it did with all the other languages. But for English, it was amazing. So it's an artificial intelligence and it's real time. And it's not giving you a verbal translation, it's giving you kind of a transcript on your phone while the speaker's talking. And I thought it was pretty spot on. It was a little bit like Medical Dragon, when I talk to my phone and I say something to one of my partners just on Siri, it always garbles the medical words. You're like, no, I didn't say that. But this was pretty accurate. So, and it was, I think, 31 different languages it was translating into. So the other thing was it was so fast. So sometimes when you hear simultaneous translation, of course, if someone else is listening and then giving it back to you, they're behind the slides, like back a slide or so. This was immediate. So, I'm thinking that we'll be seeing more of that in the future. And it may be, a really great way for us in the US, if we're having kind of meetings here, either virtually or in person, attracting more folks from more doctors and everything from other countries to participate if this kind of language barrier is not there anymore.
Really a great meeting, really connecting the continent and inviting and welcoming the world.
Right.
Looking forward to next year's meeting, which will be October 10th through the 13th,
In Chicago.
2024 in Chicago. So that'll
Yep.
be another plus.
That'll be really, really fun. Now, and the other great thing is if anybody's listening to this that didn't participate and says, boy, I wish I was there, Most of the sessions, or a lot of them, a lot of the main sessions were recorded and still available as a virtual registration. And I think that that's going to be available through March. So if you need some CME and say, you know, that after this podcast, they're really intrigued and want to learn more, then they still can. Which again, I think is something that's going to happen more and more with our meetings. The ones that are recorded is that we'll have enduring content for people to come in, that the people that couldn't come to the meeting, although they're going to miss the gala and all the dancing, but they can go get some of the content from the meeting, which was excellent.
That's a great opportunity so that people can hear and see what they missed, and it's a really great opportunity for education.
Yes, I agree.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me, and it's always good to do a wrap up. You know, I've spent the last weekend doing not a lot of anything, kind of to rest up from all the preparation for this meeting. Someone asked me what it was like, and I'm like, well, the only time I remember being this busy was right before my wedding, like almost 30 years ago. So it's a lot of work, but it was certainly worth it and enjoyable.
Thank you. Thank you so much.